Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of my FIFA 18 West Ham United career mode. Very exciting episode in store for you today. We do have 2 Premier League matches, and of course we do have transfer deadline day. And the 2 matches that we will be featuring in this episode is West Brom at home and Burnley away in the league. Now I forgot to in the last episode to show you how we did get on with the pre-season tournament. It didn't go according to plan. In our first match we lost 3-1 against Villarreal, and to make things worse, our goalkeeper got injured in the first game, and because it's the World Cup year, we had no other goalkeepers to go in goal. So for the second game we had to play, I think it was Den Donker or something in goals, and we lost 5-0. We drew 1-1 in the last game. We did play fringe second choice centre back, sorry. I forget who it was, but not a very good pre-season, I must say. But we did get a few bit of money from the tournament. I am going to recap on the objectives before we do, of course, get into our first game of the Premier League season. These are the latest objectives. Finish the season with a profit margin of 66 million. Finish in a Champions League Cup spot. We are currently 15th, but that will obviously change. Within 3 seasons, increase season ticket holders with at least 10% of the stadium's capacity. So an interesting objective there. Now we do, of course, I'll obviously be staying here for the next 3 years. I want to try and win the Champions League with West Ham, and youth development, they say sign 1 new player to the senior team. Now I'm going to set up a youth network now in a minute. Brand exposure, sign 1 crucial player. We might not be able to do in this window because we don't have any targets to look at, or anyone that we want to be looking at to buy, but we'll do that in the next window unless we do get offers for Chicharito and Antonio. And the last one here for brand exposures within 3, okay, so we've already covered that. And continental, you want me to win the Europa League. Domestic, finish in the Champions League spot and reach the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And of course finish with a profit margin. So yeah, interesting few bit of objectives that we have to complete for the season, where I think we should be able to complete a majority of them. Probably mostly the short term objectives, but long term we will have to wait until in 2 seasons time really, until we do complete them. So interesting few objectives, and I think they are fair to us this year. What is another thing I want to do? Oh yeah, I want to recap on the signings we did, of course, in the last episode, and what we did in the last episode. So we are going to look at the signings now. So as you can see there, we did, of course, buy Barco, Rabiot, Fosu Mensah, Guerrero. So a busy transfer window so far, and I don't think we'll be looking at we won't be looking at any more real big players, I don't think, at the moment, until maybe January, if we do, of course, get a lot of money. We also did sell Declan Rice on loan to Preston. We sold Burke to Middlesbrough on loan, and that's the only players we've sold so far. So we need to get some transfer offers for these players, or they're not going to get any games. And I also want to do something that I forgot to do, and that is transfer list Snodgrass, because I'm never going to play Snodgrass and he's just lying on the bench there, and I actually have already transfer listed him. So I'm hoping that we do get a few offers. As you can see on the transfer list so far, these are the players who we want to, of course, buy. So we're going to look at transfer listed now. Transfer wise, we have Snodgrass, Font, Hernandez, Koyate, Cullen, Brown, Hector Ingram, Martinez, Quina, and Holland and Trot. So a lot of players who we are trying to sell, but we haven't got any offers so far for them, so that is a bit worrying. But it is another 20 days, I think, till no, it's not 20 days, it's 12 days till the window shuts, so we have plenty of time to get loads of offers in, and hopefully we can sell all these fringe players that we do not need at this club. But before we do get into any more transfers, we are going to get into the first game in the episode, and the first game of the Premier League season at home against West Brom. This is a team that have, of course, gone for in this game. Very strong team that I think is well capable of beating West Brom, especially this season with the players that we have brought in on pre-contracts. and players who we have bought just in this transfer window. So as you can see, in goals, Lafont, he will be our #1 goalkeeper for the season. He has gone up another overall, up to 85. Amin Abdu at right back, maybe the weakest link of this team, I think. Even though he is a good right back, he's one of the probably lowest lower quality player on the team. Then we have the Fry and Hernandez partnering at centre back, Guerrero left back, Rabiot and Chan just in front of the defenders at the CDM positions. And we have Bergwijn, Lanzini and Brandt in the kind of wide cam positions, and Mbolo up front. So a very strong team that I think is well capable of beating this West Brom side. And let's hope we do win and get 3 points. Amin Abdu trying to win it. Hernandez wins it for them. West Brom, are they going to score? And they have. Bad defending on my part, but very undeserved there from West Brom. We've definitely been the better team in this first half. We've had more possession, we've had better chances, but yet again, same issue as last season. We just can't put away our chances in the right time. And West Brom do, of course, break through our defence. Very sloppy defending on my part. Maybe Lafont should have done better, especially now he's an 85 overall keeper. But beats him, and not the best shot, but it is 1-0 now to West Brom. Not one. And that is half time. Kind of a sketchy first half because we have been good in the attack, but we have been very dodgy at the back, and that is something where I need to improve on my part. It's not the players who are at the back, it's my defending, and I'm not very good defending in this game. So it needs to improve throughout the season, or we are going to keep leaking goals, and we just need to keep our composure and get back into this game, and hopefully snatch a goal and maybe go on to win this game against West Brom. But West Brom have dominated possession into the latter stages of the first half, and let's hope we can get into this back in this game. But West Brom have been my bogey team ever since. Like every time we played them this season, we have lost against them. So let's hope the second half is better and we can hopefully grab 3 points. I am going to make a change as well because Mbolo has been really bad in this game, and we're going to bring Antonio. Let's hope Antonio shows his magic like he has been doing last season, and let's hope we can get back into this game and grab 2 goals and grab all 3 points. West Brom have just scored a worldie. What a strike from Castro now. Yeah, that was a bit of a... Maybe we shouldn't have given him that much space, and now it's 2-0 and we've a huge amount in decline. But what a finish. I have to admire that finish. Brilliant finish from Castro, and it is 2-0 to West Brom, and this could be possibly the biggest shock of the season. Also losing to West Brom. We need to get back into this game, lads. It's not a good start to the season, and we can't be going this all season. And that is it. Full time. Terrible start to the season. First defeat in the first game of the season against West Brom. Shocking on my part. I've not been good in this game. I've been so sloppy. But luckily, it's only the first game of the season, and we can definitely get into the next game and definitely do better, because this has been a diabolical performance. I'm not blaming the team, I'm blaming myself, and I'm kind of blaming Bolo because he was terrible in this game. And I haven't decided to start Antonio in the next game because Antonio was a lot better than Mbolo, and he was a lot more lively. So Mbolo is going to get dropped in the next game because he has not been good ever since he got injured last season. So yeah, 2-0 defeat against West Brom, but we move on, and we move on to transfer deadline day. I just remembered as well that we do have a game before transfer deadline day, which is against Burnley. So huge game here against Burnley, where we need to get all 3 points because it was not the best start to the season against West Brom, losing 2-0. So yeah, I'm going to drop Mbolo for Antonio in this game, and let's hope Antonio can do a job, because my god, Mbolo was terrible in the last game. He was just not good on the ball. He's very sloppy. I don't know what's wrong with him, because he looks good on his stats, but he just doesn't play well for me. So we may have to reconsider his future, maybe get another player in exchange for maybe Silva. We may have to think about that, but this is the team that we are going to go with. Strong team, which is definitely well capable of beating Burnley. Let's hope we can beat them and get 3 points and hopefully not lose 2-0 like the last game. Here's Antonio. Still Antonio. We're going to square to Lanzini, and Lanzini shoots and scores. Brilliant goal, brilliant build-up, and guess who? Antonio is involved yet again in the build-up, and that is our first goal of the game, and that is 1-0 to West Ham United within the first 15 minutes. Perfect start to this game, and we need to keep it this way, or Burnley will punish us and we'll score. But great passing there from Antonio, and a great first time finish there from Lanzini, and he bags his first goal of the season, and it's a great time to bag it as well. Away against Burnley, a much win match, and he comes up big and he scores. Here's Bergwijn. Bergwijn shoots and scores. 2-0 West Ham United. Brilliant build-up yet again, and a great team goal, and I've seen to be a lot better in this game. Last game it was just my off game, bit sloppy, but this game we are in complete control, and it is 2-0 West Ham United in the 33rd minute. Brilliant build. Excuse me, as I just burp. Brilliant passing there from us, and a great finish there from Bergwijn. No chance for heating into the bottom of the corner, and that is 2-0 West Ham United, and we are in complete control as Sean Dyche complains on the sideline. Brilliant goal, and that is Bergwijn's first goal of the Premier League as well. And that is half time. Brilliant first half from the lads. In the last few minutes we've just been keeping possession, trying to keep our energy, because we've been wasting our energy a lot over the last few games, even in season 1 as well. So good first half, brilliant first half from that man as well, and a good first half from our attackers, and that is 2-0 West Ham United, and we look in complete control. Burnley have not been up to the races today, and they look like they are going to go to a defeat like we did in the last game. So yeah, brilliant first half, and let's hope the second half is good as well, and we can hold on to this lead and defeat Burnley. And Ezekiel Barco, brilliant there from him. Lively he's been in this game. And Ezekiel Barco, Antonio, terrible shot, and that should be full time any second now. Brilliant performance from the lads, and a very good commanding win, which caps off a brilliant victory and a brilliant performance all around from the team. And that is full time. Brilliant performance, as I just said there, and a good round attacking display and a defensive display. And we were much more comfortable with the ball, and we weren't giving it away very silly, and we were also very comfortable in the attacking play and the hold-up play up front. But I don't know who got man of the match, but I think it could be your man Bergwijn, because he had a blinder, and it's actually Lanzini who got man of the match. And he did of course score 1 goal, but he must have had a better all-round game than Bergwijn. But as you can see, that is the match facts. We did dominate the ball pretty well, and as you see, our pass accuracy was 91%, shot accuracy was 60%, so we were dominating Burnley in all stats, and there was no free kicks at all in the game, which was actually pretty surprising. So a pretty clean game, and we dominate every stat. And as you see, they did not have any corners, offside, injuries, red cards, yellow cards, or fouls, so they had pretty low stats in every category. So pretty good performance, as you can probably tell by these match facts. So we do move on to transfer deadline day with 3 points on the board, and we have got a transfer offer here from Watford for Mikel Antonio. So this is an interesting transfer fee for Antonio, 16.6. So I'm going to propose, and I'm going to boost this up by 10 million to 26. Let's see what they say back. They say they can only offer 18. I'm going to play hardball as well, so I'm going to go 25. See what they say. 18.4. They're going up gradually, and I am going to go 24.4. I have gone down a bit, and they say they can't, it's a bit too high. So Antonio will be a West Ham United player unless a mad transfer fee does come in from a big club. But Watford are currently above us in the table, so they aren't doing too bad. And we have got a transfer offer here for someone who's very interesting transfer offer here for Reed. Now, Reed is someone who I don't want to sell, mainly because he's handy to have as a backup. He's a very good tackler, but he is 30 years old, and maybe it is time to let him go. So I am going to counter this to 15.5. If they accept it, it'll be fine, and they say it's too high as well. So Reed will be a West Ham United player. Even though I could have sold him for a little bit of a profit on him, then we could have bought like maybe someone who's amazing, like a younger, amazing centre back. But we do have another transfer offer here for Julian Brandt. Transfer offers are coming in thick and fast, and it is at 36 million. Now they say that we can negotiate 70.5, and let's see what they say. So 75.5, they accept it. Brilliant, we made some profit. And they said no, too high as well. So Brandt will be staying as a West Ham United player, which I'm not too upset about because he is an amazing player. I have decided going for a late offer here for Andre Silva. I can't believe I couldn't pronounce that the first time, but we are going to go in front now. The reason why is because I think striker position we're a bit weak on. I might try and offer someone like Bafuma, and we'll see if they want Bafuma. Even though they probably do not want them, but 8.5 is where I'm surprised by that. I thought it was a lot lower, but they want right back, and of course we don't have a right back, so we can't go in for Andre Silva now. So that's a bit unfortunate, but I don't think there's anyone else that we want to go for at strike position. But I will check one last time, excuse me, and I'll get back to you in a second. I have decided not to go for striker because I think I might leave it for the moment. We do have some capable strikers, but I will try and train up Bolo's finishing because he is only 76 at that stat, so I am going to train that up. That is my plan, but I don't think there is going to be any more offers now at the moment on players who want to sell, so I am kind of disappointed with that because my aim was to sell loads of fringe players that are just not going to get played at the club, and I'm very disappointed with that. And we do get some loan offer for Reece Oxford. I will accept this, and I hope he will go to Blackburn Rovers. And Lanzini, 40 million. Now this is interesting. I'm going to boost that up by 10 million. 57.5. 48, they're going up a bit now. And I will drop this to 56.9. And he said he can't because it's too high. So I guess Lanzini will be staying as a West Ham United player, which I'm pretty happy, content. So as I was saying, this transfer deadline day has been kind of a disappointment because we weren't able to sell all the players who are just not going to get played. They're all out of favour players, but that is the transfer window shut now. That is where we are going to leave today's episode. Sorry about the lack of gameplay. Next episode we will have 3 games, and those 3 games will be including our first Europa League game of the season. So we'll be playing home against Brighton, away against Liverpool at Anfield, and a group stage match against Rosenborg, which is, okay, to show me now, home against Rosenborg. So our first Europa League game is at home, and then the following episode we have 3 games. The following episode we'll have 3 games with the first round of the Carabao Cup defending our trophy. So yeah, a good few episodes to look forward to, and I hope you're all excited as I am. If so, smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next episode very soon. Bye bye.